What's up, everyone? Champet's back again for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC Saudi Arabia, Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov. I'm so hyped for this card. This is a great card. I think everyone pretty much knows it. I'm super hyped for the main event, but not just the main event. I'm also hyped for, that's just the rest of the card in general. It's great. So let's get into it. But as always, let's go through last card's results, which is UFC 311. Feels freaking so long ago, and man, this one I got destroyed on. Yeah, Umar was definitely, I got hit bad. With Umar, and honestly, I think I blame a lot of my stupid decision making on Beneil Dariush fight getting dropped and Makachev Sarukian getting dropped, because yeah, Umar losing the 2.16 units hurts, and there's I lost another one unit or something like that on it was Miranda Maverick. Look at this, that's nasty. But it was Miranda Maverick. Yeah, right here. 1.1. Yeah. That should have been all I lost on Umar. I wasn't planning on betting him, but then Benny fight dropped. Oh no. And then the Armand fight dropped. No. Oh man, that was bad. It would have been if even if Darius lost and Armand Sarukian lost, it wouldn't have been this bad. But it is what it is, because I made a lot of stupid bets where I paired Islam and Umar up. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Because I was I want to have some bets on the board. That was horrible. Very, very bad. And I really did think Umar was going to win that fight, but he didn't. But we can go through these. The first fight I had a bet on was Clayton Carpenter. Oh, my God. If those shorts weren't pulled, nah, he lost. He didn't really have much for Tiger. Not much really to say there for that one. Ricky Turcios, I didn't go crazy on that one, although I did put a little more on the spread, which I think you can see at the bottom, plus 3.5, one unit on that. Didn't work out. I thought there was a chance of him at least getting round 3, which I thought he would be able to do, but he wasn't able to. But although he did do what I wanted him to do, where it's pushing the pace. But props to Sopaj, he did a really good job keeping himself together, even though it did seem the cardio was reasonable to be concerned about it. But Ricky Terci is a guy who pushes the pace a lot, so I mean, fair play. Next fight is probably Nakamura. It was Rudy Nakamura. What the hell was that? Why are you not wrestling? I mean, he started wrestling later in the fight a little bit, but it was too little too late. Why? I mean, he didn't give himself really much of a chance, because Gafarov did a great job on the feet. It was pretty easy to tell early on, and he didn't really adjust. I don't know why Nakamura did that. Next one, Carosa versus Eileen Perez. I want to talk about this one, because this one I'm mad about. I genuinely believe Carosa won that fight 30-27. 20-28 at worst. What damage was Eileen Perez doing? She nothing. Most of what she was damage wise was getting blocked and not even hitting Carosa at all. And when she got a takedown, was on top, she barely does anything with it. Most of the damaging stuff on the round, and don't get me wrong, I get it, Carosa didn't do much to really separate herself. I get that. But I really did think Carosa won that fight, especially rounds 1 and 3, especially those ones. I don't know how you can give that to Eileen Perez. So I'm if there's anything I'm most mad about, it's that. I think Carosa should have won that fight. Anyways, next bet I had was over 2.5 on Grant Dawson, Carlos Diego Ferreira. A little bit of sweat, especially because of how the CDF looked on the scales. I was getting really worried about that, and especially every time it was on the feet, he got to stand up, and then Dawson is throwing this, no, don't do this. Nah, he was able to make it through, no problem, and it went the distance. No problem there. It's a good bet. The next bet I had, thank God I didn't bet Kevin Holland. That makes me feel so good. I didn't do it, even though I was gonna thinking about oh, I'm gonna put a little bit. No, that was a good move not to. Yeah, I think it's Umar Nurmagomedov. I have to adjust this because I lost a lot of money on it. I mean, closer than what most people think it was, but no, Merab definitely won. Umar won round 1 and 2. Hit the bigger shots, landed better. I didn't think he gassed out in round 3. Like some people are like, oh, he gassed out. Round 4 is when he gassed out. But round 3, Merab outworked him. He did a really good job outworking him. I was genuinely shocked because when I was going in, the premise of the fight to me was Umar would be able to get him down, and once he gets him down, he'd be able to hold him down. He wasn't able to get him down. So I mean, I think I've been underestimating Merab's wrestling ability a lot. I really have been, and I'm just like, hey, shout out to Merab. He did. I mean, I don't what to say. Like his leg was completely destroyed coming into this fight, and he still does what he does against Umar Nurmagomedov. That's just honestly probably the greatest bantamweight of all time. I think it's him or Cruz. To me, it's him or Cruz. He's got an insane resume, and he just only defended his belt once, and he already has a great argument for it. Merab is that dude. Merab is absolutely that dude. So I mean, respect. He made me lose my money. I can't be. I should have known. It is what it is. And next bet I had was Islam Makhachev. Easy money against Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano was not going to be able to do anything to him. So yeah, horrible betting night. I didn't really do that great on picks either. So we can go over those as well. Already talked about those. Talked about it. Not happy about this one. Bogdan Guskov versus Billy Allen. Oh, I think I skipped this one. I might have. Did I have a bet on this? I actually did. I skipped that. I had it under 1.5, and man, that one sucked not getting. It was so close. Yeah, Elikena didn't have the cardio. I mean, my reasons for the under 1.5 was pretty much right. It's just he's able to make it out of that little interval. Yeah, Bogdan Guskov, pretty easy win. Not much else to say there. Can't take much from it. Asman Bikoa versus Zach Reese. Man, I wish it was Dumas there, because I would have bet him. Or probably not. I probably wouldn't have shown up on my bet without tips, but I would have said oh my god, live bet Dumas after round 1 or something like that. Or midway through round 1. Yeah, Bikoa won. Got a nice, amazing KO. Put Zach Reese out. I mean, good win. Just implemented the wrestling. Reese couldn't really do much. Barcelos beats Payne Talbot. I could be proud of myself, and I didn't bet Payne Talbot. I could be proud of myself of that. I said in my breakdown I would not be shocked if Barcelos wins this fight by any means. And yeah, boy did he win this fight. Great win by Barcelos. Absolutely wrestled Payne Talbot. That should have been Montel Jackson. I would have been all over that. It was Montel Jackson, but alas, it wasn't. But man, props to Barcelos. Oh, I always love to see that guy win. And yeah, at his older age, good to see. Kevin Holland versus Reiner de Ritter. Kevin Holland didn't really have much of a chance to try and throw on the feet to get the KO. So, I mean, Reiner took him down, found the sub. Not much else to say there. Yeah, that was a horrible look by Kevin Holland. Jelton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. Almeida didn't have as much success early. Went through some adversities. Spivak was able to get a takedown on him. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was. And he's able to do good work, honestly. Most of the fight felt like Spivak was winning. But Almeida, able to find a reverse. Get on top. Find a position. Get TKO. I mean, fair play. Well done from Almeida. Yuri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill. I ended up going with Yuri Prohaska. I was not confident at all. Man, Yuri Prohaska is that dude. He definitely made some improvements after that Poatan fight. More emphasis on the head movement. you can see that in the counters, and man, thing of beauty. He fought pretty awesome, even though in round 2 Jamal Hill was definitely having some success. So yeah, I don't think Jamal Hill is as bad as people make him out to be. I really don't think that, but yeah, good win. And yeah, that's my whole card breakdown for the last one. So now let's go over to the next one. I'm very excited for this card. Let's go. Hamdi. Oh, I should have looked up how to say this guy's name before this. Abdullah. Hold on. I'm picking Hamdi to win this fight against Jamal Pokes. Actually, I want to like. Ah, this sucks. Here we go. I'm gonna do like a live little pronunciation thing, because why not? Let's see what we got here. First YouTube video. Here we go. Abdul Wahab. Hamdi Abdul Wahab. I'm calling him Hamdi. Sorry for wasting time on there. I think Hamdi wins. But I will say this: Jamal Pokes is like not a pushover. This is not some easy fight or anything like that. I think Hamdi's wrestling is going to be enough to take down Pokes, and I don't think Pokes has enough off his back to really get up and do much. On the feet, it's going to be Pokes, but I think the biggest moments of the fight are going to be the takedowns and the damage done from on top from Hamdi. So, give me Hamdi. If the line maybe comes in a little more, maybe I can get to a bet, but no. I don't think I can. Pokes is not a pushover, like I said. Bogdan Grad versus Lucas Alexander. I did this a while ago. I like Alexander to win this fight. I bet. I was tipped from a friend. Not tipped, but like I was told from a friend, hey, this line is crazy on Lucas Alexander. I got plus 173. I bet it. And he's like, this line is crazy. This guy is not that bad. I was like, okay, let me see. I went to check in on like his previous fights against Jekka, against Steven Peterson, against I forgot who's Brito. Brito. I looked those fights. Man, he's not bad at all. He's pretty good. And Bogdan Grad, I thought I'm probably in the minority where I did think he won his Dana White Contender Series fight. It was freaking close. There's no denying that it was really close. I'm losing on Tom Nolan. I just think Lucas Alexander is just a much more technical striker, and Bogdan Grad is there to be hit, man. He's there to be hit. I think Lucas Alexander can do his thing, be at distance, land more. I think he can do that, and I think he can win like that. And I like him here. I was able to get really good odds on him. Odds not there anymore, but I think even now he's gonna win this fight. So give me Lucas Alexander to win this fight. Jasmine Jasudavicius, but give me by TKO round 3. I think she's gonna drown Maya Bueno Silva. But I'll tell you this: I wouldn't bet Jasmine to win by TKO or anything. Go fight does not go the distance. I'm probably gonna bet that. Like, might be even right now. But I'm gonna wait till weigh-ins, because weigh-ins are not that far from now. But like both these girls are now went to different camps for this fight. Jasmine Jasudavicius had in Thailand somewhere. I think she maybe at Bangtao. And Maya Bueno Silva with the Fight Nerds. She's juiced the hell up probably. Maya Bueno Silva can absolutely crack. She can crack. She can probably hurt Jasmine. Even though Jasmine's shown a great chin, she's an absolute dog, and I think that does stay the case. She can crack. And Maya Bueno Silva also has really good subs. There's no denying that as well. But Jasmine's an absolute dog. I think she can get her wrestling going. I think she can be safe. I think she can drown Maya Bueno Silva and get her out of there. I think the value of the line of that under 2.5, but I honestly fight does not go the distance, I think is better to like attack. What is it at right now on Bovada? Try not to go the distance. Plus 210. I like that. I'll probably put something on it. I like it. Because I think it covers both ways. Because it covers Jasmine drowning. And it covers pretty much most of what I think Maya Bueno Silva's win conditions are. So, yeah. Next fight up on the card. Terrence McKinney versus Demir Hadzovic. Yeah, I think McKinney gets a finish here. I'd probably go sub, actually. Um, I don't really see where Demir's going to give him any problems. He doesn't have much really good takedown defense. Like, if Terrence McKinney wants to go over Russell, absolutely can. You can probably pound him out. You can probably get a sub. I'm going to go lean towards a sub. I don't really see where he loses. Even if it goes long, I think Terrence, it's a hot take. I think Terrence could probably win still. Because Adesanya could probably just get taken down over and over and just get controlled over and over. If you're a complete value better, it's like, oh, Terrence McKinney by decision. Probably not going to happen, but I imagine those odds are disgusting. Like, not disgusting, but like really nice. And like maybe he's like, oh, I can prove I can go the distance now, something like that. I don't know. I mean, over 1.5 is plus 220. Probably even better than that, just to be safe. If you're gonna even do that. But yeah, I do think Terrence gets a finish early. I do personally. So I'm just talking about it in the value perspective. Yeah, I don't really see where Demir gives him any problems. Here we go. Next fight. Shamil Ghazi versus Thomas Peterson. Give me Thomas Peterson. Give me Thomas Peterson to win this fight. The takes on this fight, I feel like, have been crazy. I mean, maybe not. But I will say this: like, I get it. I get where people are coming from with the point of view of like Shamil Ghazi can take this guy out round one. Okay, you're right. He absolutely can. Peterson doesn't have the best defense. I get that. You're right about that. But to say like Shamil Ghazi just can't be out-wrestled by Thomas Peterson, I think is crazy. Like that's not something that can happen in your head. It can happen. The guy in the Contender Series, Greg Velasco, he took his back like early, really quickly. And you're trying to tell me Thomas Peterson can't perhaps wrestle Ghazi, especially as a fight goes on and Ghazi gasses, because we know his gas tank isn't that great. It didn't look good against Dontel Mays, where he laid on top for like 2 rounds. Oh, I mean, what are we doing here? Thomas Peterson absolutely can probably put up a somewhat of a pace. I know he's not necessarily the best pace fighter, but you can be a better pace fighter than Ghazi is. I think he can absolutely wrestle Ghazi and maybe even get ground and pound finish if he wants, but probably not. I think Ghazi will be a little tough for that. I think he can get top time and win. So this is a bold take. I sprinkled Thomas Peterson a little. I like Thomas Peterson here. I think he can win this fight. Probably the spread is not a horrible look because I think he can win the last round. I will say this though about the spreads. Since we are in Saudi Arabia, it's a little worrisome because mystery 30-27 cards are going to be out of nowhere. So be wary. Be very wary when you're betting those. Because you might just get messed over. Like Carlos Leal, Renat Fakhretdinov kind of insane scorecards. But yeah, I like Thomas Peterson, man. I think he can absolutely win this, and I'm surprised like 7% of people are picking that. Muhammad Naimov, I think he wins this fight. I mean, do I want decision? KO. I'll go decision. Khan Offley's chin is not great. I mean, Khan Offley's like a Volkanovski, but with not as good striking. Like this, I'm not talking about like Volkanovski coming into the UFC. Obviously, not nowhere near Volkanovski now, but like a Volkanovski coming into the UFC with not as probably good at striking, not as good wrestling, probably a little better grappling. That's how I would describe Khan Offley. I just think Naimov is going to be a little too much. He's maybe a little too big for Offley. It's part of the region. Judges are going to be biased towards him. And actually, I am curious. I'm going to check DraftKings on odds on this. Like, if it goes to distance, like who wins, I'd actually be quite interested in what would the odds of Naimov if it does do that. So let's look at this. on DraftKings. I haven't thought about it till just now. Decision only line, Muhammad Naimov minus 350. I don't hate that. I don't hate that, to be honest. Maybe as like a parlay piece, I don't know. But like I don't really see how Conor wins a decision unless unless he is able to get top 10 upside, which honestly is possible. I don't want to bet Naimov here because he fights at like slim margins, if I'm honest. See, like sometimes you can fight in slim margins. He'll cheat for your money, I'll tell you that. It's like sometimes it can be just like it could be a little too close for your liking, I think. So I don't really want to bet Naimov here unless it's like the decision prop where it's like decision only. I think that's like very, very, very possible. Like very, very, very good to like maybe even like parlay with something. With what? I don't know. I need to think about it. But yeah, I do think Naimov gets the win. For us, Zion versus Mike Davis. I'm going like Mike Davis to win a decision, but I will say that Zion's a bad dude. I'm a Zion lover. I'm a Zion lover kind of guy. He's done me very, very well in the past. But so is Mike Davis, to be fair. So is Mike Davis. I'm not trying to like bet against Zion, so like I don't think I'm gonna probably put anything on this fight. If I do, it'll be like a sprinkle. And like if the line goes like crazy and like all the flips. But Mike Davis is really good. I think he can have success with the wrestling. And I think and the reason why I think he can have success with the wrestling is because I think he can compete on the feet. Maybe not necessarily be better than Zion on the feet, because I do lean Zion a little bit on the feet, but Davis is good enough on the feet to be able to implement the takedowns. This is what I think is going to happen. But am I really interested in fading Zion? No, I'm a little afraid to do so. So I'm picking Davis, but not ultra confident in it. Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Vinicius Oliveira. I'm going Saeed. I think he's just a more technical guy, and because of that, I think he just out technique Oliveira. Hopefully the cardio stays up. That is a worry. Saeed's not really like a wrestler or anything like that. And if you think that last name is the same as like Habib, yeah, it's the same last name, but it's not. They're not related. It's not that same camp. But I like Saeed striking a lot, and I think it is going to be too technical for Vinicius Oliveira, who honestly, he could get like some random KO. This guy is really good, Lock Dog. And Lock Dog, like if you're Aura betting, he's got Aura for days. That's not how I do things personally. But he is a very live underdog. I'm not interested in really fading Oliveira. But I will say this. Saeed Nurmagomedov had a really close fight with like Jonathan Martinez. And honestly, I thought he won that fight. And Martinez is known as like someone who's really good. But striking, I don't think Vinicius Oliveira is on that same level. He probably cracks a little harder than Jonathan Martinez. But I think Saeed Nurmagomedov can win a decision here. In a similar sort of fashion. But probably more dominant because he's just more technical. Sergey Pavlovich round 1 KO. Yeah. Biggie Boy is definitely live. It's not like Biggie Boy has no shot at this fight. But I think Pavlovich goes back to his old ways. He sees that Ngannou knockout on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He's like, I can do that. It's just come forward, throw a bunch, and land. I think is what he wants to do, especially because he has those long arms. Yeah, I think I lean Pavlovich. Not ultra confident in this, but I mean, if it does get extended, Biggie Boy definitely has a better chance of it. But I do think the concerns about Pavlovich's cardio is a little overblown, to be honest. I do think it's a little bit overblown, but I still think he gets it done right away. So yeah, I think he goes back to his old ways, goes for the kill, gets it. Shara Magomedov versus Michael Venom Page. I'm going Michael Venom Page, but I'm fully expecting him to get robbed. It's going to be 29-28 MVP, 29-28 Shara Magomedov, then 30-27 mystery scorecard to Shara Magomedov. Oh no way! How do you give that round to Shara? It's gonna be something like that. But genuinely, I do think MVP wins this fight. I just think he's better. I think he's the better striker, and I'd be hard pressed to not pick him to win a striking fight against most other people. I think he probably has wrestling upside, honestly. He might have wrestling and grappling upside. I mean, maybe not so much because he's it's at 185. We'll say that. But I mean, Char's not gonna wrestle. He's not gonna do that. And I know Char is like known for having good volume, but MVP, who gets volume on MVP? No one. Absolutely no one. I think MVP wins this fight. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets robbed. Boom. I'll say that. But I do think MVP wins this fight. Am I willing to bet it? Probably not. Like I'm so scared. I'm so scared of like betting that. Because I think that exact scenario is very, very, very possible to happen. So yeah. Give me MVP though. Nassourdine Imavov versus Israel Adesanya. I'm going Nassourdine Imavov. This is my favorite bet of the week. I got him a much better odds, but even then, I still like him at dog odds now. The discourse on this fight, I just do not agree with what's being said. It's like, the question of this fight that I'm hearing so many people say, is Israel Adesanya washed? Is he washed? If he's washed, Imavov wins. If he's not washed, Adesanya wins. No, I don't buy that narrative for a second. Adesanya is not washed. He's not washed by any means. He looked great against Dricus du Plessis. Like, best we've ever seen him. No, do not say it. That's not true. Best we've seen him in a while. I meant to say. But Nassourdine Imavov's that dude. People don't realize just how good this guy is. And with this narrative, I think there's gonna be good bets from both these guys in the future, especially if this goes how I think it goes. Because people are gonna think, oh man, Adesanya is washed if Imavov wins, and like, oh, Imavov just won against washed Adesanya. So what? Give me Imavov versus Strickland next. I know how that rematch is gonna play out. I know how that rematch plays out. And like Adesanya versus, I can't think of a name right now, but I don't think he's washed by any means. He's good. He's so really good, even at his older age. So why do I like Nassourdine Imavov to win this fight? I don't think people think this. He can strike with Israel Adesanya. Absolutely, his striking is so good. I know the Strickland fight wasn't so good, but to be fair to Imavov, short notice, different opponent change. Supposed to fight Kelvin Gastelum, not fighting Strickland. Different kind of style. And now it's up a weight class where he weighed a lot less than Strickland. But even then, he competed pretty well, to be honest. He won round 5. And I think he won another round like earlier in that, because I can't remember off the top of my head. He can do something similar to Strickland to Adesanya, where he can implement a lot of pressure, and he can absolutely drop Adesanya as well. Why not? He can hit hard. This guy hits hard. Imavov is huge for the division as well. He absolutely is. And what's going to open up the punches and stuff like that on the feet? Takedowns. He's going to 100% go for takedowns. He's 100% going to go for takedowns in this fight. He absolutely is. I'm not so concerned about cardio. I mean, I think you have to be, but not so much. Because when you look at Imavov's past few fights, he's got a new team now, and that team is all centered around Imavov, and he's looked so much better ever since he's gotten out of MMA Factory. In those fights, Imavov does get tired, but his opponent is way more tired than him. In Roman Dolidze fight is like that. In the Cannonier fight, it's like that. Although Cannonier's like probably fine cardio-wise, but so was Imavov. Brendan Allen fight, both dead tired. Probably Allen more so because dude dropped for a takedown, had so much trouble getting up. It's a commonality. And looking at Adesanya's last fight against Dricus du Plessis, never seen him gas like that before. And again, Adesanya does not push a pace. Like, I mean, if he does push a pace, probably be smart, but that's just not how he fights. Adesanya does not attack the holes that Imavov does have in his games. Like, the guys who are going to give Imavov trouble are probably going to be Dricus du Plessis or Fluffy. Like, those two guys specifically are, like, can be really big problems. Although Imavov's lives to win those fights because He's lied to chin both those guys because he is a sniper. The nickname is there, sniper, for a reason. But he can absolutely wrestle Adesanya. Why can't he? He was able to take down Chris Curtis multiple times in round 1 when he was super fresh. Like, Chris Curtis's whole thing is having one of the best takedown defenses in the division. Cannonier, one of his whole things is having some of the best takedown defense in the division. Carvajal was able to get him down until he knocked him down. But Imavov was able to wrestle him. That's impressive as hell. I think he can absolutely get takedowns on Israel Adesanya. And if it gets takedowns, the fight 100% could be just over like that. It could be. That's how good this guy is. And again, people don't realize it yet. And maybe it's a good thing because it's good for our betting accounts, in my opinion. I love me some Nassourdine Imavov. I think he's the truth. I really do. And I think here in a crowd that's going to be probably cheering for him, although they won't probably be booing Adesanya. They'll be cheering from both sides. I think Imavov's going to step up to the plate for the biggest fight in his career and get it done. I think he can compete on the feet. I think he can grapple with Adesanya. I think he can do the whole shebang. Give me Nassourdine Imavov to win this fight. I love him here. Yes. Perfect. Now, let's go over everything. I'll tell you my leans on things like more takedowns, more significant strikes. More takedowns, Hamdi. More significant strikes, probably posed, but I wouldn't even bet that. Bogdangrad, Lucas Alexander. More takedowns, like probably Bogdangrad, I guess. And more strikes, definitely Lucas Alexander. I like that a lot. More takedowns, Jasmine. More strikes, more significant strikes, probably be MBS, but I'm not even that confident in that, so I wouldn't do that. More significant strikes, more takedowns, Terrence McKinney, all day. This one's interesting. I'd say more takedowns, Peterson, and more significant strikes, probably Shamil Gaziev. Naimov's significant strikes, but the takedowns probably Con Ofley. I feel like he's the only one. He's gonna be the only one going for takedowns because I think Naimov's just rather keep it on the feet. Frazier, Mike Davis, more takedowns, Davis for sure. Significant strikes is close, but I'd probably lean Ziam. Saeed Nurmagomedov, more significant strikes, more takedowns. I don't really know. More significant strikes, Pavlovich, more takedowns. I don't really know. Probably neither. This fight, more takedowns, probably going to be MVP if there is one, but probably not going to be one. And more significant strikes, I'm going to go MVP. I think that's probably going to be an underdog bet too. So I don't think that's a bad look at all. And this fight, Nassourdine Imavov, Israel Adesanya, more takedowns, Imavov, more significant strikes. I think it's going to be even, but I'll lean Imavov just because maybe ground and pound can be in play, but I'm not confident on that specific one about significant strikes. So yeah, that's it. That's my breakdown for UFC Saudi Arabia, Adesanya versus Imavov. Super excited. Let's go. See you guys next time for UFC 312. Very excited for that card. That card is being slept on by a lot of people. Very excited for that one. I'm going to have great bets on that one as well. So stay tuned. Have a great one. Bye.